Mr. Gadget.
Mr. Stout, you said Rachel Mitchell is your fiance.
Yes.
Why won't she admit that?
Why won't I admit it?
Why won't she admit that?
Relevance.
That goes to my posting on Twitter. I'm trying to find out why that is. She's a public figure. I'm entitled to find out why he's coming after me and why she's hiding it. That's the whole point of me being on Twitter in the first place.
Well, I think it's asking for her state of mind. So
He would know that if he's her fiance.
well, I don't think I don't know that he can.
Can you answer the question?
No, it's objection is sustained.
Do you know why Rachel Mitchell won't name you as her fiance?
No.
Same objection, Judge.
You don't know why.
Judge. Paul.
I'm just clarifying.
The answer.
Do you know that there was a press conference on August 17th where Mr. Lemons asked her that very question?
I'm going to object, Judge, again to this. If he knows, this again goes to her state of mind.
And again, I think it does. It's sustained.
Why did you tell Judge Albrecht under oath that the FBI was investigating me?
I said that's my understanding, that they're investigating you.
No, your exact words were the FBI was investigating me for impersonating you for weeks now. Why did you say that? Your exact phrase, your exact terms.
I knew they were investigating you is all I know.
How did you know they were investigating me?
They mentioned it to me.
Who did? Their name. Give me a name.
If you know.
Agent Rivera.
Agent Rivera?
Yes.
Do you have a badge number or anything like that?
No.
When did he tell you that?
It's a she.
When did she tell you that?
I don't recall the date.
Was it a phone call? Was it in person? Or was it an email or what?
It was. I need a few minutes to think. I believe it was an email.
On what date?
I don't have that date.
Do you have a copy of the email?
Not with me, no.
Why didn't you submit it with your petition?
Calls for speculation, Judge.
I'm asking him why he didn't.
It's sustained.
What was the first name of Agent Rivera?
Her first name is Heather.
Heather Rivera? And how did she come in contact with you? How did it all start?
Well, I know that I reached out to both at the local level and at the FBI level.
What does that mean, you reached out?
I contacted.
How?
As the FBI,
At the local level, let's start there. How did you contact the FBI at the local level?
not when I say local level, I'm talking about the county versus federal.
What?
The county versus federal.
I'm asking you how the FBI investigation started. You said local level and the FBI like a national
Judge,
level.
putting words in his mouth, Judge. He didn't say how it started.
I think the question was, how did you contact the FBI?
That was the question.
Yeah, so I quit. It was via email.
Email?
Yeah, I said that. Mhm.
To who?
To Heather Rivera.
You said she emailed you. I'm asking you, how did you contact the FBI to start the investigation?
I don't recall
Judge,
how.
I object to this language, start the investigation. How he started the it's not relevant, and I'm not sure, I think my client's confused as to what the question is, Judge, so I'm going to object.
If he can object all he wants. He swore under oath I was being investigated by the FBI for impersonating him.
But the question was, how did you start the investigation?
How did
He didn't start an investigation. So.
How did it start?
I have no idea how it actually started, other than the fact that I receive it. Heather Rivera and I have been in contact with each other. So I receive an email, like I mentioned earlier.
I asked you at first, how did the investigation start? And you said contact locally and something FBI national, right? Do you remember saying that?
I don't think I said that.
What did you say?
Locally meant like at the county level, at this court level, this county level, not FBI.
Why did you say to the Judge Albrecht under oath, the FBI was investigating me for impersonating you? Why did you say that? You said specifically there's another Twitter account that I'm impersonating you, and the FBI has been investigating me for quite some time. Do you remember those words?
The type of question, Judge, and it's compound, and I'm not, again, I'm going to continue to object to relevance as to this line of questioning.
Well, I think he answered that question originally.
I don't think he has. I'm asking how it got started. Why did he say the FBI was interested in me? How did that investigation start?
But I believe he answered that originally.
I don't recall the answer, Judge.
I do.
What was the answer?
It was an email communication is what I said twice.
You said you got an email from Ms. Rivera.
We corresponded with one another. If I misspoke, we corresponded with one another.
How many emails are there?
I don't know.
When did the email start?
I don't have the exact date in front of me.
Do you have copies of the emails?
No,
You don't have copies of the emails?
not with me, no.
In general, you do at home.
Yes.
And you started or you somehow contacted Agent Rivera directly yourself at some point.
I'm saying we both contacted each other. I'm not quite 100% sure of the series of events, but we both were in communication with each other.
Clarify in communication with each other. What does that mean?
It was via email. We communicated via email between each other.
Who sent the first email?
I think she sent the first email
Why did she send the first email?
because of your threats and behavior toward me.
How did she get alerted to it?
Not sure.
She didn't tell you that in the email?
No,
Not one word of it.
not one word that I can remember, no.
What did you respond back?
I don't recall. I don't have the email in front of me.
And this was in what month was this, approximately?
Sometime in August.
In August?
Mhm.
Yes?
I think so, yes. I think that's
You
my,
think so?
I think so.
This is objective badgering. This is,
I'm saying the
you
best.
gotta let him answer the question.
Please let him answer.
To-
And
When was the last email exchange with Agent Rivera?
And I think August. I'm not 100% sure, but I think August of 24.
At what point did she say I was actively being investigated? When did she say that?
I don't recall. I don't remember that statement being made to me.
Why did you say that to Judge Albrecht under oath?
I said that it was my understanding. I don't have a copy of the.
No, I'm waiting for your answer.
That was what I was aware of. That is that the FBI was investigating you.
Even though Agent Rivera never told you that?
And I don't remember saying that she didn't tell me that. I'm saying that we exchanged some emails, and I don't recall the content of the two emails.
You just flat out made that up under oath, didn't you?
No,
None of that is true.
that's incorrect.
There is nothing that the FBI told you that they were investigating me for impersonating you. That was a flat out lie under oath.
Objection asked and answered and badgering again, Judge.
and again, sustained.
And you don't happen to have any of those emails, remember any of those details of those emails?
No.
Judge, again, this is asked and answered.
Sustained.
And the words quite some time. You don't know where that comes from.
No.
Is that investigation still ongoing?
I'm not quite sure, but to my understanding, it is. But I can't confirm that
Why is it your understanding it is?
because I haven't heard otherwise.
And Rachel Mitchell has nothing to do with it.
None.
When did you get engaged?
Again, Judge, I'm gonna go to relevance.
Sustained.
Judge, if I may,
It's not relevant. I don't care about fiancés. There's no legal status.
Did you write the petition?
We both wrote the petition at home.
Why did you testify under oath to Judge Albrecht, even apologizing him for your amateur, my words, attempt at writing the petition yourself?
I don't recall that at all.
You don't recall that?
No.
You don't recall under oath telling Judge Albrecht you wrote this petition
We
yourself?
wrote I didn't say self. We wrote the petition.
Who's the we?
I just answered that question. Rachel Mitchell and myself, we wrote it on our time.
Rachel Mitchell, the chief prosecutor of the county.
That's correct.
You didn't say that to Judge Albrecht, did you?
Judge, again, I'm going to ask for relevance.
Judge,
In regard to he's testified to the petition in front of the court and today in this hearing. So the help from drafting it is not an issue before this judge.
Sustained.
did you tell Judge Albrecht under oath you wrote it yourself?
I'm going to object again, Judge, asked and answered, and again, the same objection as to whether the relevance of this is.
Sustained.
I'm sorry, why is it irrelevant? I don't understand.
Why is it relevant that somebody
Because
helped him write a petition?
Because he swore to it. He swore that he wrote it himself.
It's not relevant.
Him swearing under his.
It's not relevant. Move on.
Do you know an FBI agent named Wyatt Stout?
No,
Have you ever met him?
no,
Do you know why he served the petition?
no.
You have no idea?
I have no idea.
Do you know how the FBI got the petition?
No.
Who did you give the petition to?
I gave it it was given to a process server, but not who you're mentioning.
I'm just asking you,
I don't know
who did you give it to?
I don't know the name, but it was a process server. That's not the person you mentioned.
Do you know if Mitch Mitchell gave it to anybody?
No.
You don't know.
No, she did not.
So you don't know if the county attorney's office actually emailed it to the FBI?
No. I'm saying they didn't.
They said you did, they didn't, or you don't know?
I'm saying that it was not. It was not.
Do you know why the FBI agent told me that?
I don't know what he told you.
Have you ever met a Wyatt Storm?
Stout or Storm? You said Stout before.
Wyatt Storm.
No, I've never met Wyatt Storm.
Have you met Miss Rivera?
I've met Miss Rivera.
When did you meet her?
In August?
In August?
Yes.
Just last August.
Yes.
What circumstances?
Questioning, just asking my side of what's going on.
In person?
Yes.
I had asked you about FBI agent Rivera. You said your exchanges were in email.
You said, how did it start?
Well, no, I asked you how did it.
Judge, we're going back over testimony that was asked and answered and partially sustained objections as to the relevance of a potential criminal investigation here that's not part of this petition on Mr. Gajic. So I would like to know what the relevance of grilling my client over meetings he may or may not have had with the FBI.
What's the relevance, Mr. Gadget?
Judge, he raised it in his sworn statement to you under oath as a basis, as a factual predicate for the petition, including my alleged dangerousness, is that I was impersonating him as Paul Stout for an investigation that's been going on for quite some time. I remember specifically when he said that. He was definitive on it. There's no ambiguity in his statement. I asked him for the extent, or how did he know that this investigation was ongoing? The total some way he would have known something like that. At first, there was just one email from Agent Rivera. Then there was a series of emails. Now, there was actually an in-person conversation, apparently.
Again, Judge, the objection is relevance and materiality to what's in front of this court. Whether there's a criminal investigation into Mr. Gajic or not is not the issue of the injunction prohibiting harassment.
It is.
It may be something important to him, I guess, but it's not the issue before this court today.
Him lying under oath is important to his credibility, Judge.
Well, it's certainly not relevant to me whether there's an FBI investigation or not. Nothing, that is not relevant to a determination of whether or not there were acts of harassment committed by you against Mr. Stout, which is what's in front of me. So I agree, it's not relevant. We're off on a tangent, which doesn't help me at all.
Why did you tell Judge Albrecht I had guns?
I marked on the form that the form asks about guns and other things, so I marked the area about guns
Why?
because I feared for my safety.
Why did you tell him under oath that you thought I had guns? Why would you have thought you knew anything about me?
You said you were Marines? That was one thing that you did mention, that you were Marines.
When did I say that to you?
You said it in the X tweets. I've seen them.
So not to you.
You mentioned that you were a Marine.
And that makes me dangerous?
No, that makes me fearful of my life because of what you have accused me of and things.
What?
Judge, I'm going to object. The exhibit, the transcript of this is not an exhibit. He's asking my client, who checked the box for his own safety, on procedural issues regarding the granting of the injunction prohibiting harassment. He's not gone to one question about the material issue inside the petition. So again, I'm objecting to any relevance, and we're asked and answered on, he's asking him to recall why he did things when he doesn't have the exhibit or anything to refresh my client's recollection. And it is, again, lacks relevance, Judge.
Judge, I'm entitled to ask him on prior testimony under oath.
I'm going to overrule the objection. I think if he can answer, but he may not know the answer.
Your pattern of accusing me of things and creating almost like a social pariah for me wherever I go, and the fear that I have and so forth, I feared and was scared of you. And so therefore, I marked the box that I felt would protect me the best.
What difference does it make if I was in the Marine Corps or not? Why'd you bring that up?
You brought it up in the post.
No, why did you say that to Judge Albrecht?
Just now?
No, under oath when you said, I'm afraid, or I think he has guns and he's a Marine. Why would that matter?
What matters mostly to me is the
It's not the question.
Judge, he's got to be answer the question.
Well, I thought he answered the question
No.
as to why he said
like.
that he checked the box regarding guns.
I mean, that's
And why he thought me being a Marine is any way relevant.
It's just not, Judge, this whole line of questioning is not.
I think he answered that. So, sustained.
Did I ever threaten you physically in any way?
you asked me to fight you.
I did?
Yes,
What was that?
you asked me on Twitter on X account to meet you on a Saturday at noon.
When did I say that?
I have to look it up, but I have
Look it up.
there's a tweet that you made.
Look it up.
Okay. Might take me a minute.
Go ahead. Take all the time you need.
Okay. I misspoke. I'm sorry, I misspoke. So it was Tilden Katz, who you think that I'm Tilden Katz. You had made a comment on X thinking that it was me, and that you would, basically, in so many words, I don't have it in front of me, that there was a conversation about fighting.
Why would you have known anything about that conversation with Tilden Katz if you're not him?
I look at X accounts just like you do.
Why would you have known anything about that? Let me ask the same question over again. Why would you have known anything about that conversation if that wasn't you?
Objection asked and answered.
Objection asked
You
and
didn't
answered.
answer it, Judge.
Go ahead and answer if you can.
Because there's so many posts that were made by Tilden Katz between both of you, and what I saw on there was essentially you accusing me of being, or Rachel Mitchell of being Tilden Katz. You were also tagging Rachel Mitchell on things.
Are you Rachel Mitchell?
No,
Continue.
that's all I have.
So you're just following what I was tweeting, just out of curiosity.
I was following what you were tweeting, yes, because of your history of,
History.
yes.
You know what this is? How did you know I was assaulted in court?
I looked you up on the internet.
Rachel Mitchell didn't say anything to you.
I looked you up on the internet.
Rachel Mitchell didn't say anything to you.
I looked you up on the internet.
Rachel Mitchell didn't say anything to you. I'm asking if you said anything to you.
Answered.
It's not answered, Judge.
I researched and found it on the internet.
Did Rachel Mitchell say anything to you about my assault?
No,
She never said anything.
no, she didn't say anything to me about your assault.
Did she ever say anything to you at all about me?
Objection, Judge, we're getting
Yeah.
hearsay.
Overruled.
We're getting way,
There's no
way
hearsay.
outside here.
Sustained.
What's FTR? It's in your petition, the first paragraph.
Okay. I'll have to find it. Let's see. I don't see the petition.
It's attached up there. May I approach, Judge? I
You
can
may.
show it.
Actually, why don't we take a 10-minute break? We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes.
Thank you, Judge.
And clerk needs a job.